I'm here with,
The Don Coogi, aka Coogi.
and what do you do?
I run a hip hop website called The Daily Note, TDNforever.com. Co-own a media company called Dope Concepts Media. I host shows, curate events. I'm a father, and I do fly shit, yo.
That's fire.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And what's something you did today to have a good day?
I picked up my son. We went to Target. He finessed me into buying hella toys. He got a Happy Meal. That was nice. Spent time with the young one. I've been kicking it with family this whole trip, so it's been fun. Just honestly doing a bunch of family shit. What about you? Anything you did today
Me?
that made you happy?
Today? Yeah, actually. So I did yoga this morning.
Nice.
It's pretty fire, yeah. Yeah, and then I had a pretty good day at work, and then just got ready for this.
Hell yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And what's something you've done that you're proud of?
Honestly, I'm really proud of the fact that I've been doing radio once a week. I'm at 96.1 The Beat in Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to iHeartRadio. For those who don't know, I did college radio for a really long time. So for me to be doing this at this level is incredible. I'm really, really proud of that. I'm proud of a lot of things, but that's like my most recent proud moment for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if you could say something to yourself 5 years ago, what would you say?
Yo, don't give up. Like, for real, like, this shit's gonna work. This shit has been working. It's gonna work. Save, stack up. Don't buy stupid shit. You don't need those sneakers. And yeah, for real, like, just keep going. I would tell myself, like, it's gonna make sense. Everything you're doing, everything you're preparing for, it's gonna make sense.
And who would you say is the person who was critical in your upbringing for you to get here?
My older brother, Stefan. My older brother, Stefan, is the guy who put me on the hip hop. Guy who kind of taught me how to dress. So he's like my second father, for real. Like, he's a father figure for sure. Super critical. He's critical to this day. I'll tell him like something dope I did. He'd be like, "Oh, okay, you should have been doing that." Like, he's just super duper hard to me. He holds me very accountable. He's definitely my best friend, mentor, OG, second dad, all in one. So definitely Stefan.
And do you have any memories from your childhood that stand out to you?
Yeah, I feel like it's funny. Like, anyone who's known me since a kid, they look at me today and they're like, "You've always been like this." I've always talked a lot. I've always been into music. I've always been kind of a weird kid. So I feel like I look at all the things doing growing up, like hated going outside, hated playing sports, always wanted to be inside downloading music. I think of those little small moments and I'm just like, I'm who I've always been. Yeah. So shit like that, yeah.
And if you could say something to a kid who wants to do what you do one day, what would you say to them?
Yo, get started now. For real, like, y'all have all the resources and just put content out. Don't overthink it. Put it out. There's an audience for everybody. Do your research. Understand why you're doing this. Understand who came before you. Just don't disrespect the genre that we do. I feel like a lot of the newer people who do journalism, who do music, do anything, kind of disrespect the people before them and aren't really hip. So do your research. Understand why you're doing this. Love what you do. And just be consistent. Be consistent. Put out stuff. And don't care about the views. Don't care about the likes. Don't care about who sees it, who doesn't see it. Just do it for you. And if you're doing it and it's not for you, don't do it at all.
That's fire.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And what's a goal that you're working towards now?
Honestly, bro, I turned 30 next year, so I've been kind of on some like real life adult shit. Like, I've been trying to like get my credit better. I've been trying to like set myself up so 30s are like so much better than my 20s. Next few years, I really want to buy a crib. That's not something I've ever thought about, but it just like as I'm getting older and like again 30s around the corner, I really want to just get my adult shit like set up. I feel like I spent 20s like working on this creative brand, but it's just like I gotta sit back and like really like focus on how do I make myself like I've been working on Coogi, I gotta work on Christian, you know what I mean?
And what sparked your idea to make your brand?
So I was on Facebook. I'll never forget this day. It was like in '08, and it was in '09. My friend Essence, shout out to Essence. She's a doula now, so if you get pregnant, you need a doula. Shout out to Essence. I used to always post on Facebook. I used to post on Facebook like it was Twitter, just post music all day, like this drop, blah 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 blah. I remember one time my friend Essence was just like, "Oh my God, shut up, go make a blog," like on some joking shit. Yeah. And I was like, "That's actually a fire idea." So I went to Tumblr.com. We did the dailynote.tumblr.com, and that kind of kickstarted like this journey. It started like honestly someone just kind of making a funny / rude joking comment. I was just like, oh, that's actually a dope idea. Yeah. And that kick-started everything. Yeah. So shout out to Essence, yo. I'm not gonna give you percentage or anything, but you know the idea's there.
Yeah. If you could say something to your son to prepare him for the future, what would you say to him?
So my son?
To your son, yeah.
Yeah, you can literally do whatever you want. You know what I mean? I feel like he tells me, like recently told me he wants to be a scientist. Last year he wants to be Spider-Man. I'm like, you can do all that. Yeah. Like really, really just, you can do whatever you want. If you lock in, if you're a good person, if you work hard, everything you want and more will happen. And, you know, so I'm going to be a good person too. I feel like that's like my favorite thing about him. He's genuinely a nice person. Yeah. So, yeah.
That was beautiful, bro.
Thank you, Brody.
Yeah, I appreciate you for real,
Nah,
bro.
for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, what about you? Like, what's how long have you been doing this brand?
So I started my brand last August.
Okay, so it's almost a year.
Yeah, almost no, a little more than a year now. Yeah.
December, November.
Yeah. Time be going by,
Nah,
bro.
it's flying.
Yeah, but yeah, I started my brand last summer, and then I started doing interviews this August. So like
Okay.
4 year later, I got this idea. And before this, I was like making content, just giving advice to creatives and stuff like that. And one of my friends suggested that I ask creatives what they think and what they would say, and then it just kind of went from there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite interview? Can I ask you that? Like,
My favorite interview?
Yeah.
My favorite interview was actually with my wife's cousin.
Okay.
So she came to visit the U.S. and see her cousins for the first time.
Wow, where's she from?
She's from Britain,
Oh, wow,
and
okay.
yeah, and she's actually a singer. I would call her a rock star. Her name is Lava LaRue,
Okay.
and she went on tour here in the U.S. and we got to see her show in Boston. And after the show, I got to interview her, and it was a really cool experience.
Hell yeah, man. Keep going, bro. For real. I think it takes a lot to like put a camera up and record in front of it. I'm still getting used to it, and as long as I've been doing it, so I commend it. And it's just like I honestly like. It's funny. He hit me up. Didn't even see it because I'm the worst with that. I ended up hitting you up because I was like, I really love what you're doing. I'd love to be on it. I was like, oh shit. Didn't even realize you reached out. So one, you got good taste for reaching out. But two, I love the consistency. Keep going, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Nah, for sure, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Anytime, dog.
Of course.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for pulling up.
Of course. Yeah. All right, y'all. Stay inspired. Have a blessed day.